Hello, my name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. And tonight I wanted to show you the horoscope of Elon Musk, purported to be the richest man in the world. And this is an amazing horoscope here. Okay, he was born the 28th of June, 1971 at 8:42 p.m. in Pretoria, South Africa. He is a Cancer. He is an Aquarius rising, and he is a moon phase 6. Let me show you a moon phase 6. Okay, here 6 is, okay. 6 is a phase finishing up the work of the first quarter. The first quarter, you know, is all about discovering the new talents of this new will, the new talents, and exploring them and perfecting them. So that Moon Phase 7 is a phase of the perfection, is where you finish polishing up your physical talents. Moon Phase 6 is a phase of standardization. And what they are doing is, well, their card for Moon Phase 6 and Moon Phase 20 is the Temperance card. And if you remember the Temperance card, it connects the moon and the sun. And it is through the Temperance card that the expansion of character is possible. That rectangle that goes below the sun to Venus and in Mercury, that is where Temperance does its work by increasing the capacities of the character by pushing the boundaries of the traditional boundaries of the culture. So that's what 6 is doing. 6 is the seeker. The seeker. And what he is seeking is his unique niche. Willie Nelson is one of my favorite Moon Phase 6. And he has, he changed and he changed and he changed until he found his unique niche. And he is quite happy and beloved there. Willie Nelson. The 6 and 20. 20 is the mask of 6. 20 is the judge. And the judge does pretty much what it suggests. So that 6 tends to be a judge on other people. And I think that was one of the things that got Elon Musk into trouble. The creative genius of 6 is up here at 24. Remember 24 is the craftsman, the seeker of perfection. And he seeks this perfection by doing some physical, tradition, maybe even traditional craft. And as he perfects that craft and pushes it farther and farther toward perfection, he perfects himself. And this is the creative genius of 6. That is their goal, their sole goal, is to perfect themselves. And they do this by finding their own unique place in life, their unique function in life. Okay. And 6, like the 10 over here, define themselves. This is the rectangle of self-definition. No one else gets to tell them who they are or what they're to do. So here is Elon Musk, a 20 degrees Aquarius rising. And that rising sign is bracketed by the North Node at 15 and Mars at 21 Aquarius. Chiron's down here at 14 Aries. And we've got Saturn at 1 Gemini, Venus at 20 Gemini, Sun at 6 Cancer, Mercury at 15 Cancer. Notice that Mercury is following the sun, not leading the sun, like so many of us have it, leading the sun. Who is leading the sun here is Venus, and this is very important to him. But the sun following, and it's following at 9 degrees, and it gives it a much more thoughtful sun, which is a good thing because he's got everything is connected to this Uranus up here at his sun Mercury is connected to that Uranus up there in the 8th house. So here's the south node over here on the in the 6th on the cusp of the 7th. The moon at 15 Virgo, Pluto here at 27 Virgo, Uranus at 9 Libra in the 8th house. Here on the midheaven we have Jupiter. Jupiter at 28 Scorpio retrograde. So this is not the first time that this person has wielded great power. The Neptune at 1 Sagittarius also retrograde. So, boy, it's an interesting chart. Let's look at this Mars. This is a person who wants to go to Mars. And it makes sense because he's got Mars right on the cusp of his first house. The Mars is in parallel to the Neptune and the Jupiter. So it's kind of like a conjunction. And they are all, the three of them, are contraparallel to the Saturn. So while this gives him a lot of power, the Saturn says, think twice, slow down. Because one of the problems with 6 and moon phase 20 is that they don't know when to stop. A 6 that pops to mind is Rudy Giuliani, who has slid over the promised land into hell. And Hitler was a moon phase 20 who got so carried away with the drama of what he was doing. And Giuliani, too, got carried away with the drama of what was going on. And he doesn't know when to stop. And so it's imperative, this very powerful man, take his time and be thoughtful. Because this is an incredibly impatient, brilliant. It's got this, it's a T-square here. We've got the Sun, Mercury conjunction here in this T-square of Chiron and Uranus. And the Chiron talks about, because it's square to the Mercury, talks about this incredible originality that he carries. It is one of his talents. Is this here's his wound. His wound is ruled by the Mars. His wound is in Aries, and it is demanding of him that he be an original thinker, which is absolutely essential to him, as he is that beautiful square to Uranus. Uranus square the Mercury, you might not, and the Sun. It makes you rebellious, it makes you individual, it makes you unique. And it's also said here, that uniqueness is given right here with the North Node and Mars. Oh, it is a very powerful and interesting chart. The Chiron is, notice here, it is in conjunct the moon, and that gives him a keen judge, makes him a keen judge of people. And that is a characteristic of moon phase 20, is the judge. But this helps him to be more than just judicial. It helps him to see through people, to know whether they're telling them the truth or lying. And this is very handy. He actually has a south node over there in giving his trust, his love. I don't know how many times he's been married. He is now with a woman who he is not married to, and they have 2 children. I don't know how many children he has. He has trouble with relationships. Look at the Uranus up there in the 8th house in your relationships. He's got the South Node over there in suffering from relationships. And he's got this moon in Virgo. This moon in Virgo is can be incredibly defensive and subject to criticism. He has been subject to criticism. He was actually, notice the Venus is leading the sun, and it is, while it is 10 degrees from the sun, it is still close enough to make him a sweet man and to attract bullies. He was bullied. He was actually thrown down the stairs and hospitalized. He was wounded in his machismo. Wounded in his machismo. It's hard to believe that such a powerful man, that Jupiter up there, would be wounded. But we all got to be wounded somewhere, right? So he has trouble with relationships. He gets into relationships, and then this moon starts taking over, and he discovers that they're not up to par. Notice the moon here is sextile the Mercury here, and the midpoint here is the South Node. These nodes at Leo Aquarius are at the 15 degrees, which is the energy release points in the fixed signs. 15 of Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus are those release points, and they're exceedingly powerful. They're just like, they're just energy release points of talent and charisma. And this guy is a charismatic character, that's for sure. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, this Mars is has a biquintile to both the moon and the sun. And that biquintile, the quintile is talent. And this is a very talented character. Let's talk about the money. Where did he get his money? Well, he inherited his money. This Pluto, Uranus, giving him exceedingly much independence, inheriting that money. So it's easy, I think, much easier to get really, really rich if you start out rich. And he did. His house of money is ruled by this Neptune, which is ruled by the Jupiter, which is ruled by the Mars. So this makes this Mars really important. And it has the North Node there. It wants him to be more independent. The thing about a 6 is it follows the moon phase 5. And the moon phase 5 here is where the moon, the lunar side of the brain, and the solar side of the brain collaborate and to express power out in the world. And so 6 benefits from that greatly, benefits from the use, and evidently Elon Musk had a very successful moon phase 5 because he is powerful this lifetime, was born powerful this lifetime. The thing about a 6 is what they do is they explore. They're a seeker. They're seeking that unique niche that they want to occupy. But until they do that, they explore. They try out this and they try out that. And he is doing that. And I hope that his niche includes the Earth, not totally Mars. that it includes, notice he's got the Saturn here, so he's really involved in communication, like the internet here, and the Saturn in Gemini, the Venus in Gemini. And the Venus is, in esoteric astrology, rules Gemini. So, because that's what Venus wants. Venus wants a partner. Venus, so that, and what was I going to say? So, and that Venus rules this Uranus, and I think this Mars is in the Libra Dwat, so it too is connected to this Venus. This Venus is very important. He wants to leave something of value to the world. He wants to give something of value to the world, this guy. This Saturn-Neptune opposition here, it's a difficult one. It means, are you going to be a selfish pig, or are you going to sacrifice for others? And this Mars-Jupiter, this Neptune-Jupiter, is very much affiliated with this Mars, to use his many talents, his intuitive, unique. He has a unique perspective of the world. He can see whether people are lying to him or not. And I think that's really important. You got that much money. It's interesting to me. He has that South Node over there with who can you trust. But I think what it does is mostly screw with his relationships. I'm hoping that he is and maintains control over his minions, billions and billions. Anyway, because he could be of great benefit to this world. This Saturn is asking him to think about his home, the Earth. The Earth is over here. It's opposite his Sun. It's over here in Capricorn. It's over here in Capricorn, and it is so it is square to this Uranus. We'll see how much whether he prefers Mars or the Earth, because this guy has got to decide whether he wants to be selfish or benevolent. It's a big choice, and it is. This is the one to. This opposition is called partile because it's perfect. It is perfect. So what this guy needs to do is to develop standards for his own behavior, his own actions. Develop standards. Feel when it is proper to stop. Use this Saturn. And use this perspective, this unique perspective he has of the world. Use it to keep him reined into his own. Well, the card I'm thinking of is the Chariot, which connects Saturn and Mars. If you stay within your bounds, what he has to do is find his bounds, which are. This guy, he's unique, and I think timely, and let's hope he just doesn't go too far. We wouldn't want him to turn into Rudy Giuliani. God help us. Out of phase. And I can imagine the relationships he has, because he's got this Uranus and Libra. He wants the perfect relationship. He wants the perfect relationship. And come on, relationship is a give and take. And so I'm hoping that this is relationship and not of screwing with the service that he does to people. Or uses other people. Yeah. He's got a really good perspective. He's got a strong understanding of history, and that comes from Moon Phase 20, which is a history buff. tends to be. So he's got a perspective of how, where we've been, and therefore of where we're going. And he could help us over the this hump. This is a huge hump we're trying to climb over. And he does have this Mars is a septile with his Chiron. And that gives this actions greatly affect the future. And you look at the way this is set up. This is a bundle here. This is a hemisphere of planets, and this is the handle of the bucket. And the handle of the bucket leans slightly forward, so it's very forward thinking. But it's quite moderate in its forward thinkingness, and I appreciate that, because the guy does have a tendency. He can have a tendency to go too far. So he's original, he's innovative, he speaks his mind. Yeah, and that probably was one of the reasons why he got bullied so bad. He speaks his mind, and the Moon Pluto there in the Virgo is not incredibly kind in their criticism of other people. Yes, not especially kind. So, can be quite painful because of that Pluto. So, out of phase, like Rudy Giuliani is, he can be a tyrant, totally lacking in moral or ethical standards. So this Mars here, Mars North Node is encouraging his actions to be totally objective, to not get overly involved in the drama. That's that Leo there. To not get overly involved with the drama, because that's what has led Rudy Giuliani astray, and it helped Hitler to become the name he is today. Anyway, that's Elon Musk. I like him. He challenged Putin to hand-to-hand combat. He says that Putin is richer than he, but Putin disclaims owning anything. It all belongs to Russia. Yes, we know that. Yes. So, let's wish Elon Musk health and temperance, that he might free us, to do greater things. Free us, because there's just an awful lot we don't think we can do. And I think that this guy has got ideas of what we can do that are pretty out there. Let's hope he can rein them in so they're useful. Anyway, useful. That's what the moon and the Pluto are all about over there. Being useful. Useful. So, that's Elon Musk. I like him. I wish him well. And I hope that you are well. I had a bout of the, I think it was the Omicron variant of the flu, or the Delta virus. And I have seemed to have recovered from that. And I hope you are all well. And that you're telling the people you love that you love them.